Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this spinning planet of ours. My name is Frank Lavinia, and you can catch me at Frank Digs Data on Instagram and Twitter, and at the following URLs: franksworld.com, datadriven.tv, and impactquantum.com. And I am very proud to show off the work that went into last night getting the beast back together, the 6-monitor rig, which I affectionately call Behemoth. If you're a fan of The Expanse, you'll get the reference. Hey, Rupesh, how you doing? Rupesh is the man, by the way. That's all I'm going to say. So I finally got that going. If you notice, if you're watching this, because I may repurpose this as audio, one of the monitors doesn't work, and you're probably wondering, like, Frank, the title of this is a book review. So the book that I'm going to talk about, and I just finished, and I highly recommend it. I also highly recommend this guy's podcast too. Let me go here. Hopefully you can see my screen. It's Ed Mylett, and it's oh, thank you. It's Max Out. I actually won this from Ed Mylett. Full disclosure. He does this thing, or at least he used to, on Instagram called the 2-minute drill. And if you posted something within 2 minutes of when he posted on Instagram, brilliant strategy, by the way, because everyone's like watching his feed. It works out to be about 10:30 a.m. East. He's in California, so 7:30 for him. So I actually got this. So from that, so I was like, that's cool. So yeah, Max Out. Max Out is kind of his brand, hashtag Max Out. I think that was the name of his first book. This is actually his second book. Let's see. Come on. Ed Mylett page. There we go. Yeah, Max Out Your Life. Hashtag Max Out. I should have put that in the title of the video. Let's see if I can edit that now. So I had one heck of a time putting the new desk together and all that. And, it's funny because those monitors are actually, the whole stand is pretty heavy. I think it weighs about 250 pounds. And it's a good metric of, am I staying in shape, whether or not I can lift it. So when I got them about 10 years ago. And it was, it's funny because, and I'll get to the circle back to Ed in a minute, but ultimately, it's TPP lit. I think that means it's cool. Too lit. Gotcha. I'm too legit to quit. So I got these like 10 years ago, and they were on a fire sale. Actually, 4 of them are ARIA monitors, which apparently the company went under. And I see that the light's a little too harsh, so I apologize. Still in the process of kind of figuring out. I'm gonna, if you notice, I have my Fedora up there. Oops. And that guy will change colors. Oh, come on. I'll do it. There we go. So that guy there changes colors. But ultimately, I was kind of stressed out, I'm not going to lie, about getting this thing kind of working because one of the monitors didn't work. And I'm like, what's going on? So I'm like, all right, let me troubleshoot this. Let me take one more step. This is where we're getting back to the book. Same thing yesterday, too, because this is a docking station. And my vision for it was that I can, any laptop I have, thank you, Rupesh. And I realized about this, like, this is actually pretty something to be grateful for, right? This kind of elaborate setup, right? And this is something that I've dreamt about for many years, which I need to amp up the dreams, right? Because most people dream of Lamborghinis and stuff. I do too, but I'm more of a 6'4" Impala guy. But that's another story for another stream. So what's interesting is you added a Mac Mini to your mini setup. Cool. Yeah, Mac here as well now. So that thing over there was a docking station, and so I want to be able to swap out my PC, laptop, and that, in addition to kind of this machine I'm on now, which is a docking station, which I do mostly for work and things like that. This is a standing desk. I think I showed this in the previous stream. And ultimately, if you're wondering what the background is here, it's a theme from Windows, which is Halloween dogs or something like that. Trying to keep festive. So ultimately, I had a heck of a time getting that to work with the Mac and the PC. The PC was totally plug and play. Now, part of that might be that that PC had already been plugged in there because I had that for a while. Just getting the Mac to work with it, which was interesting, which was kind of a strange experience because my history with the Mac going back 20 years ago was everything really was plug and play. This was kind of like I had to convince it to work with the Mac. And it all came down to troubleshooting, right? Just trying one more time. See, I'm looping back now. Um, and 11 screens and counting. Yes, I believe that it is. So it's interesting. Yeah, so there's 8, 9, and 10. I don't know. So where you getting the 11th one from? I guess you count the Alexa. I was doing so well on getting that run. So I had a bad, so I picked out a bad HDMI cable, so it wouldn't work. And I'm like, what's going on? And nice 2211 right there. Yeah. So, and I was inspired by this book, and it's called The Power of One More. Let me pull that back up on the screen. And it's interesting because, let's see, can I do side by side? I am doing side by side. That means it's time for coffee. Oh yeah, the one I'm using. Yeah, actually, this system has 4. So, that would be 3. This will be 12 total. So I'm a podcast for a while. I think I stumbled across him on YouTube once, and his stuff is very powerful. Come on, let's go back. It's an excellent book. It's an audio book I listen to because he's really good at that. And if you don't have an Audible subscription, I highly recommend you get this. One of these days, Rupesh, just for you, I will do a live stream from another computer, seeing the setup from the other angle, and that's a little bit less refined. We're doing some work in the kitchen, and we ripped out some drywall and stuff, so you'll see the exposed beams and stuff like that. And you'll also see some of my decorations, including a couple of license plates from New York and my Wu-Tang Clan flag, because you can never really leave Staten Island. You can leave Staten Island, but Staten Island never leaves you. That's all I'll say. So what was interesting about this book, and I really liked it because it just try one more time, right? Just one more time. And I thought that was, and getting the troubleshooting working. And I had to work late last night anyway. So I was just like, one more try. And I got it working. And I got this working too. Like I had to rearrange some of the shelves and the desks, and oh yeah, that'd be awesome. That would be awesome. Oops, how do I do that? Here we go. That would be awesome. Yeah, let's do that. That would be cool. That would be awesome to do that. So I was like, you know what? I've been procrastinating on putting this back together. If you've been watching my stream, I think I put the new desk together like last week. And just getting the wiring for this, as cool as it looks, the wiring for this is just insane. And one of the power supplies is bad. And I actually realized the company is out of business, and the reason that's why the monitors were so cheap when we got them, but the power supplies are just awful, like really awful. Uh, so I was looking, I was like, we replaced 3 of the original 4 over the last 10 years. So looks like the 4th one's finally going. So it's just interesting how out of the world coincidence, out of the world. Let's see. Where are you? Where is it? There it is. Interesting. Yo, yeah. Totally check out Rupesh, his YouTube channel. This guy's awesome. I wrote him a recommendation on LinkedIn. This kid's the next Steve Jobs. Like seriously. So the replacement, power supply won't be here for like another week, but just kind of like just trying one more time is just very powerful. Um, oh, new setups at the same time. Now I get it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get it. I get it. Um, yeah, we moved to this house like maybe 6 months, 5 6 months ago. We finally sold our house like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and I was like, I'm not going to spend any money I don't have to while I'm paying two mortgages. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna, you know. So when we did sell, I was like, all right, this is the desk I've been wanting. It's a lot airier. It's a lot more consistent, right? I don't have like the, mishmash of different desks. Again, not a in the cosmic scheme of things, it's actually a pretty good problem to have. So I got this all set up. I got the wiring done, and the first one, so setting up that one, I had a bad HDMI cable, and this one, the first monitor I plugged in, I had the bad power supply, and I was just like, it's a stupid example, but normally, so I've been procrastinating, I would have been like, nah, but last night I was like, I'm totally gonna get it done, totally gonna get it done, just one more try, and boom, you know. How many cooling systems do I have in there, in the house or in the computers? Right, so there's four computers total powering all this. That's my was traditionally my video editing rig, um, and that is the podcast rig, and I don't really. That's going to be kind of like for the Mac and stuff like that, and also the laptop. And this is my main kind of thing with the standing desk and whatnot. So I'm in the basement, and typically it gets. We haven't spent a whole year here. Oh, the computer room. I have just the one that's built into the house. I'm in the basement, so it naturally is kind of cooler anyway. And honestly, for the most time, just to save electricity, I don't have the six monitor rig on unless I'm using the POC, right? So typically, I'll just have this one on and then that one on, um, because the 21 by 9 resolution, let me tilt the camera, is just the most perfect like resolution for doing certainly anything audio and video related. Um, it's just awesome. Those are curved, so they're nice. And so yeah. Yeah, and this is like 10 years of hoarding monitors basically. And but it's nice to kind of come in here and I can focus. I feel like I'm in a cockpit, and it is fun to work in here. I mean, I worked from home for the better part of now 10, 12 years. And you know, one of the things I would kind of joke with even before the pandemic was, you know, I have a better setup at home, right? Like when I went to see where my official desk was when I last worked at Microsoft, it was a cubicle. And I know it's gonna sound really crazy, like only two monitors. I'm like, dude, I have a better setup at home. I mean, this is like I have this now set up as a command center, and all the monitors are here, but I don't feel like claustrophobic like I used to. Um, so I'll do more streams about the setup and stuff, how I rigged it, maybe a video and stuff like that. Fly you there. Yeah, man. Actually not that far from BWI now. Um, so um, I don't know if you'd want to fly here in the winter because it does get a bit cold here. But yeah, so I'm super excited about having this all together again. It's nice. And this is the dream setup I've been wanting for a couple of years. So it's nice to have it all like, perfectly set up. So although it's not totally done, obviously I got to get that extra power supply, which won't be here for a week. And there's some cable management I want to do and hook things up to UPS, and some things on the UPS, some things not. Um, no freaking clue about how cold it is. um, yeah, so that's one of the advantages is in the winter, like, I'm in the basement, so I mean, this is actually I can get it's in Fahrenheit it's like 2 degrees warmer when I turn those on. And in the summer, uh again, I'm in the basement, hot air rises, cold air sinks. Typically, both my wife and I like things on the cooler side, so it doesn't bother me um in the winter. But in the summer, to keep the top floors kind of comfortable, the basement always gets kind of like frozen out, which I personally love. I mean, I have a thermometer, and like at our old house we had geothermal, and which is an awesome tech. Um, it would never struggle like with the heat. So like it would be like 99 degrees outside, and my office would get to about 68 degrees, right? And since we were doing heat exchange against 300 feet down, it was basically working with that. So with that, I gotta go, but I just want to say how much Ed Milet has inspired us. You're building a digital checkbook. Yeah, you were telling me about that. I gotta talk to you offline about some questions I have about that, but I have to hop to a meeting. Want to actually trouble me with that, dude? You never trouble me, dude. Seriously, you're patient enough to wait out my the time I spent coming up with your LinkedIn recommendation. All right, so with that, I do have to go. I have an 11 o'clock meeting, which I have to do a tech check, sound check, and I figured why not, dress to. I got to change the shirt. I want to dress to impress, the background and stuff like that. But thanks for tuning in. Again, the book is The Power of One More, and the final chapter will just bring you to your knees. It's really that good. And if for some reason Ed Milet is watching this, you are awesome, sir. Keep it up. Can't wait till your next book. And interesting. Digital checkbooks. I can see that. So you're getting into the fintech space. That's cool. All right, everyone, have a great day, and enjoy the outro animation.